Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. What's up? What's going on? How's it been? Lots has happened for me in the last few months. I recently graduated college. I recently am single and I've recently moved home to great suburbias of Minnesota. My job? Full-time stay-at-home daughter. Since coming home to suburbia, my number one priority has been reconnecting with friends and making new friends. And it has not been as easy as I'd like. I've asked friends, family, and of course strangers on the internet, how do you make friends, especially after college? Friendships seem to just plop into your lap when you're in high school and college. You know, you're seeing a lecture, you're going to lecture 3 times a week, 3 hours a week, you're going to the gym at the same time, you're seeing the same people, you're walking past, you're seeing the same people, you all live relatively close, you're all relatively the same age, and you probably have some shared interests. There really is just an abundance of opportunity. But what comes next? What's after that? 9 to 5? I'm just noticing all of these barriers to friendship that I hadn't really noticed before. And I know that I'm not alone, not just talking to friends or doing self-reflection, but research shows that Gen Z do struggle to make and maintain friends. So that's what this video is going to be about. I want to learn why. So let's get into it. Let's start with the problem. As I'm sure we all know, the economy is absolute dog water right now. Inflation is no joke. Us Gen Z millennials, we can't afford groceries. We're worried about rent next month, car payments, student loans, insurance. So it makes perfect sense that we are struggling to maintain and make new friends. Not to mention we just went through a pandemic, which I'm sure has no long-term effects on us. But let's take a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For those who aren't familiar, it's a pyramid. You gotta start at the bottom and you need to address everything at the bottom before you move up, starting with your physiological needs. Food, water, a roof over your head, moving up, your sense of safety, moving up, your loved ones, friendships, that kind of stuff, etc. You get the point. So if we can't afford to eat, it makes sense we're not moving up the pyramid. We are barely meeting our physiological needs, so yeah, it makes sense friendship is on the back burner for now. Regardless, life is so expensive. Not all of us can afford to go to concerts, buy an overpriced coffee, go to a museum and pay for a ticket, etc. Personally, I don't enjoy spending money. If you know me, you know that I'm very frugal, and 90% of any sort of income I have just goes into my savings. And once it's in savings, it doesn't come back out. So yes, going and buying that overpriced coffee at that little niche cafe doesn't feel like it's in budget. But the bigger issue, we shouldn't feel the need to spend money to see our friends. This lovely concept is known as social spending. In many places, not just in the US, socializing revolves around spending money and shared experiences, activities, etc. So you're going to a new restaurant, you're going to get that coffee, you're gonna go see a movie. These are just social norms, and we see that day to day, and we see that in our media and whatever. And of course, this ties into consumer culture, which is gonna promote the idea that buying things and having those experiences is how you're gonna express your identity and your social status. So it only feels natural that we're gonna be spending money during social interactions. Not to mention FOMO. FOMO, the fear of missing out. Oh, everyone's tried that new restaurant. Oh, you gotta pay the $20 cover fee to get into this shitty bar. Everyone's there. Spending money can also make socializing more convenient. I live at my dad's house. If I haven't seen you in a year, do I really want our first hangout to be in my childhood bedroom? No. But buying an overpriced coffee in a loud-ass cafe, that is the perfect vibe. Also, side note, shout out to the people that are just very generous and want to treat their friends. Oh, let me go buy you a coffee. Let me go get lunch. Different scenario. Hope you're doing okay in the economy. But I still ask why. Like, why do we feel this need to socially spend? As I mentioned, consumer culture, also advertising and media, and of course, the big bad evil, capitalism. They're all gonna promote that happiness and social success come from material possessions. And I'm guilty. Of course, I'm gonna post on my Instagram story that cool little latte art that cost me $8 and that croissant that cost me $8 as well. Meanwhile, to drive up to Minneapolis, total thing, $20. Yeah, I'm gonna post it on my story. I need to show that I do in fact leave the house. Deep down, we know that genuine friendships can survive without costly outings. But it's difficult to go against the social norms. Social spending isn't the only horseman in this friendship apocalypse. Social media plays a part too. It's because you're always on that damn phone. No, but literally, like, there is a safety net of social media. It's easy not to seek out relationships and community when there are billions of other people online looking to do the same thing online. Reddit has all the answers to your personal questions. TikTok is your therapist, and Instagram, those are your real friends. Those curated profiles that are definitely not edited, those are the real deal. We all know that social media is not a perfect supplement for friendship, or any supplement at all, but it is the best that we have. It's convenient, it's free, it's pretty accessible. Not to mention, the companies that own these apps are paying millions, if not billions of dollars into ads and research to keep you on your phone. It is not our fault that we are addicted to our phones. I mean, who am I as an individual up against a billion-dollar company that's only purpose is to keep you on the app? Which brings me to my next bit, digital overload. I see people with 50 plus unread texts, 20 plus missed calls, hundreds of unopened snaps on Snapchat. What is up with that? Also, the concept of ghosting, I feel like Gen Z invented that because it really wasn't a thing before the kind of technology we have, at least in the way that we experience ghosting today. But back to digital overload. It makes sense that people aren't texting back or not wanting to answer their phones when they're already swarmed with hundreds of notifications from every other app on the face of the planet. So getting that text is just one more box to check off out of 100. It's overwhelming, and I get that. And I empathize with that. And yet, I'm sure you have seen some variation of this TikTok. Oh, my phone is so dry. Oh, I'm gonna leave my phone here for a couple hours, and then when I pick it up, I want to see, oh, there's no text. Oh, there's no text. Oh, why haven't they texted me first? Me ignoring all the other messages because I just want that one person to text back. Why don't you text first? What's the holdup? Do we all collectively fear rejection? Most people don't enjoy feeling vulnerable, texting first, asking to hang out, asking to go on a date, leaning in first for the kiss, etc., right? But is that what's really holding us back? Our fear of rejection or fear of feeling vulnerable? Diving a little deeper into that and doing some self-reflection, are we maybe a little self-centered? A little too individualistic? They should text me first. I get it. We all grew up and were told that you are special and you can do anything and the world is your oyster. And we are special, right? Everyone is unique and beautiful in their own way, but it doesn't mean that we are all deserving of special treatment. How can we expect everyone to think of us when we too are only considering ourselves? If they wanted to, they would. Well, what are you doing? Just waiting for them to do it? Have you communicated that that's something you want them to do? I mean, I wish I could read minds, or have friends that read minds, or have a partner that can read my mind. But we don't, which is why I think we should also try to take some accountability for communicating our needs, wants, expectations. Now, do not get me wrong. I am sure we have all experienced trying to be vulnerable, reaching out first, and then you're ghosted or left undelivered for months. I get it. But let's try not to think of that as a bad thing, right? Okay, so I text them, they didn't text me back. Oh, so they're not interested in spending time with me, so I'm not going to put any more time towards them. That gives me more time. Now I can go reach out to that other person, to all these other people, right? Don't let some or many poor experiences dictate your ability and your confidence in reaching out first. Some of the best advice my mom has ever given me is the worst they can say is no. And she's told me that throughout my whole life, which is why I think like 9 out of 10 boyfriends, I am like, I want to date. I'm not waiting for them to ask me. Why would I want to do that? I know what I want. Worst they can say is no, right? Oh, someone texted me? How delightful. I'm gonna respond enthusiastically because that's the kind of friend I want to have. Okay, let's summarize. And then I'm gonna point out some solutions to this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. The world is shit, and we are acting in accordance. It makes sense. You have anxiety, you're depressed. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world. It makes sense that you're anxious. It makes sense that you're sad. Those are okay things to feel. Big old capitalism has convinced us once again that we need to spend money. This isn't true. Breaking news, genuine friendships are free. You heard it right, free. And for an unlimited time, you too can have connection. You too can make friends today for free. Call this 1-800 number now. Also, your TikTok addiction is fueled by billions of dollars of ads and research to get you addicted to the app. It's not your fault. But do remember that the first step in solving the problem is recognizing you have one. It does get better. Lastly, a recent study does show that everyone in your life is 100% a person. Right, they have thoughts, feelings, and lives of their own. You're not alone. There are people around you that want to connect just as you do. Cool, awesome people in your area. Just click here. Okay, so we understand the symptoms. We talked about the underlying causes. Now let's discuss some solutions. Let's go back to kindergarten and think about the golden rule, right? Be treated how you want to be treated. Be the friend that you want to have. Be the change you want to see. These are all the same things, same spiel, just packaged a little differently, right? So just text first, reach out, schedule the hangouts. If you find yourself hesitating to do so, dig into that. Ask yourself why. Why is that? Why do I feel this way? Is there something really to be afraid of? Also, no more ghosting. Can we as a collective just stop doing that? Consider the alternatives. Oh my God. A heartfelt but concise message explaining why you're not interested. You don't even need to explain. You can just say, I'm not interested. Lots of love. You're a great person, just not for me. Or great hanging out with you. I don't see this going any further. No offense, right? There's no issue in setting your boundary and communicating. And if they react poorly to that, you dodged a bullet, right? Or simply just saying no thanks. Someone reaches out to you, hey, do you want to get coffee? And you say, no thanks. It's really that simple. And trust me, they will not hate you for communicating how you feel and being honest. And if they do, once again, dodged a bullet. Lastly, regular check-ins. As we talked about, there's a lot going on in the world right now. So it makes sense if some of us are not reaching out. We got a lot on our plates, a lot on our mind. But if you are waiting for someone to reach out to you, it sounds like you have the mental capacity and the time to reach out to them. There really isn't any harm in checking in. And I promise, in fact, I guarantee that if you reach out to someone, they will appreciate the effort, even if they don't respond. So, as a concluding, as the leading younger generation, we do need to be the change that we want to see. Secondly, friendships will come and go, but we are all constantly changing as the world changes. So it makes sense if you grow out of a friendship. That's okay. It just further pushes the importance of reaching out, of trying to make those new connections, of re-maintaining, re-reaching out, talking to those old friends, see what's new, what's changed. Is there a connection? You never know who you will click with. So I encourage you to message one person after watching this video, if you made it all the way through. Just a simple, hey, how are you? It is in your control. I believe in you. But seriously, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to have a Google form linked in the description. I really want to use more research-based evidence and whatnot so that when I'm making these points, I'm not just, speaking out my ass. There's actually something to go with it. If you want to participate in my survey, I would love to use that information in future videos. 100% anonymous, but spill your heart out. I'd love to hear it and read it. I just want to keep you guys informed with recent and authentic data. I hope you were all able to take something away from this video. And of course, please comment any questions, comments, concerns, curse words below. I'm here for it. Until next time, bye.